the baby wars, and the great sheep heist. Okay, so we are diving into Genesis chapter 30. If you thought your family reunions were awkward, just wait. We are picking up right where the drama left off in chapter 29. Remember the situation. Jacob is married to two sisters, Leah and Rachel. He is head over heels for Rachel, but he was tricked into marrying Leah first. Leah has been having babies left and right, while Rachel, the one Jacob actually chose, is struggling with infertility. And folks, the tension in this tent is about to snap. So Rachel is watching her big sister Leah popping out kids, and jealousy is eating her alive. She finally storms up to Jacob and screams, "Give me children or I'll die." Now, Jacob loves her, but he's also human. He snaps back, "Am I in the place of God? He is the one who kept you from having children, not me." Side note, probably not the best thing to yell at your distressed wife, but the man was stressed. Rachel, desperate to keep up with her sister, decides to use a loophole common in that culture. She takes her servant Bilhah and says, "Here, sleep with her. She can have a baby on my behalf, and I'll raise it." It's ancient surrogacy. Jacob agrees. Bilhah gets pregnant and has a son. Rachel names him Dan, which means God has vindicated me. She's like, "See? God is on my side now." Bilhah has another son, and Rachel names him Naphtali, which means my wrestling. She literally says, "I have had a great struggle with my sister, and I have won." Can you imagine? She named the kid, "I beat my sister." The competition is fierce. Leah sees this and thinks, "Oh, is that how we're playing it? Two can play at this game." Leah had stopped having kids for a bit, so she grabs her servant, Zilpah, and sends her to Jacob. At this point, Jacob is just doing whatever he is told to keep the peace. Zilpah has a son. Leah names him Gad, which basically means, "What good luck." Then Zilpah has another, and Leah names him Asher, meaning happy. Leah is strutting around saying, "The women will call me happy now." Just when you think it can't get stranger, we get the mandrake incident. It's wheat harvest time. Leah's oldest son, Reuben, who is just a kid, goes out into the field and finds some mandrakes. Now, in the ancient world, people thought mandrakes were love apples, basically a fertility superfood. Rachel sees them and wants them badly. She asks Leah, "Please give me some of your son's mandrakes." Leah snaps, "Wasn't it enough that you stole my husband? Now you want my son's mandrakes too?" So Rachel makes a business deal. She says, "Tell you what, you give me the mandrakes and you can rent Jacob for the night." Leah agrees. That evening, Jacob comes home from work, tired and dusty, and Leah walks out to meet him. She literally says, "You must come in to me, for I have surely hired you with my son's mandrakes." Talk about unromantic. But God honors Leah's desire to be loved. She gets pregnant again. No mandrakes required, by the way. Ironic, right? She has a fifth son, Issachar, reward, and a sixth son, Zebulun, honor. Finally, she has a daughter named Dinah. But then the text shifts. It says, God remembered Rachel. After all the drama, the bargaining, and the servant wars, God opens her womb. She gives birth to a boy and names him Joseph. She says, "God has taken away my disgrace." Now that Joseph is born, Jacob is ready to bounce. He's been working for his father-in-law, Laban, for years. He goes to Laban and says, "Let me go back to my home country." But Laban is a tricky guy. He knows God has blessed him solely because Jacob is there. He says, "Please stay, name your wages." Jacob, who is a pretty smart negotiator himself, makes an offer. He says, "I don't want money. Just let me go through your flocks today. I'll take every speckled or spotted sheep and every dark-colored lamb. Those reject animals will be my wages. You keep the pure white ones." Laban thinks, this guy is an idiot. Speckled sheep are rare. He agrees immediately. But being the cheat that he is, Laban runs out that same day, removes all the speckled and spotted animals, and hides them with his sons 3 days away. He leaves Jacob with only the solid-colored animals, thinking Jacob will never build a flock now. Here's where it gets weird and wonderful. Jacob is left with the solid-colored flock, but he needs them to produce spotted babies. Jacob takes fresh branches from poplar, almond, and plane trees and peels strips off the bark, making them look striped. He puts these striped sticks in the water troughs where the flocks mate. Now, biologically, looking at striped sticks doesn't change sheep genetics. But Jacob was using the husbandry knowledge and superstition of his time, and God backed it up. Whenever the strong, healthy sheep came to mate, Jacob put the sticks there. When the weak, scrawny sheep came, he took the sticks away. The result? The flocks started giving birth to streaked, speckled, and spotted babies like crazy. And because of Jacob's system, he ended up with all the strong, healthy animals, and Laban got stuck with the weak ones. The chapter ends by telling us that Jacob became incredibly rich. He had massive flocks, servants, camels, and donkeys. He went from a runaway with a walking stick to a wealthy tycoon, largely because he outsmarted the guy who tried to outsmart him, with a little help from the Lord. Isn't that wild? You have jealousy, surrogacy, vegetable for husband trading, and genetic manipulation with sticks. But the underlying thread is this: God keeps his promises. He promised to bless Jacob back in the desert, and despite the messy, dysfunctional family drama, God was working to build the nation of Israel. It's a great reminder that God can work through anyone, even a family that puts the fun in dysfunctional.